Let's see what ZEX and LADRILLO have in store for us. This is it. Whoever wins this set is going to be our first qualified player from day 3 for the America's Cup. Thompson, Stoic, take it away.
That's right. No pressure here, guys, because whoever is going to be locking in the spot will be going to Vegas. ZEX versus LADRILLO with the pre-bans already locked in. The Tian Lang and the Zabala making their way down to the pre-ban with ZEX with the first pick, and it is going to be Oliver as a 33 speed lead.
Yeah, LADRILLO fears, everyone fears ZEX's Swift Runes and Zabala. So great ban for LADRILLO. Now you'll probably see ZEX go for a more pivot because ZEX doesn't have his Zabala to go for with his Robo.
See what happens here, because you definitely have to respect this Veronica and a speed lead already being showcased by LADRILLO. Hagang and Sean are going to be drafted here by ZEX. So this is an interesting take here. We're actually in a world where we can pivot from this too.
Yeah, so again, Sean being a pretty good unit that synergizes with Hagang. Hagang AoE strips and Sean AoE stuns. But the biggest synergy that comes between Hagang and Sean is that Sean does a 2-turn speed buff. So it synergizes with Hagang really well.
That it does. And there's that Han and Sonya. We're showcasing a lot of threat from LADRILLO right now. So this is definitely very interesting to see this take from LADRILLO. And we have another speed lead in the form of this Jemaya, this time a 24 speed lead, with the very fast Ethna. ZEX contesting speed and contesting turn 1 with that Ethna.
It doesn't seem like LADRILLO could pick the Wunsa, even though it seems it was really angling towards LADRILLO picking the Wunsa. The Sonya being, it looks like he has to draft in a way where he's banning the Oliver because he drafted the Sonya so early.
Now let's see what this last pick is going to be here for LADRILLO, and it is going to be a Juno. That's quite interesting to see the Juno getting locked in right here. Let's see what happens as these bans roll out.
Great pick. Juno is a force ban.
If that is going to be the ban here. And it is! You nailed it! Juno is a force ban, gets banned out here. The Ethna, who's going to be kicking things off for ZEX, is not happening here. And we're getting into our very first match as the leader skills, which are more than likely speed leads for both teams. ZEX with the 33, LADRILLO with the 24. We'll find out what happens. We get into our very first match with ZEX versus LADRILLO.
So you'll be seeing the Sonya sniping out the Sean first, because there's no Sean that could take a Sonya's skill 2.
Dare they surprise us, though? That would be something, wouldn't it? So let's see what happens. Sonya taking turn 1 here for LADRILLO. I'm on the edge of my seat, and it does. It takes that Sean out there. It's not going to be living. No surprises here.
Yeah, I got lucky. I just pulled a Sean, and I'm a proud owner of Sean, and I realized there's no way to build an anti-Sonya Sean.
No, that'd be super wrong to do that. So there's the Despair Stun coming out from Hagang. It does land on top of the Han. Han is going to get the Violent proc out. Now, it is glanced up here. We may still go with that skill through, or just a little bit of poke damage, not chancing anything. Looks like he's going to go all in, not caring one bit about that glancing effect, landing the defense break and a lot of damage coming towards that Oliver. Sonya probably fit and ready to take out that Oliver, and Oliver is going to be dropping here to the Han. LADRILLO putting his opponent on the back foot and immediately getting his round 1 victory over ZEX.
Yeah, people kind of starting to see how ZEX draft. He's either going to outspeed you with Zabala and Robo, or he's just going to go for the Hagang to counter and outspeed you. So LADRILLO played around that really well, picking that Sonya.
Yep, and those are your pre-bans from last time. So there's that Tian Lang, there's that Zabala now available as we get into round number 2.
Yeah, I also feel like ZEX has too many speed leads that's water. I'd like to kind of see him switch it around with maybe like a Ramel Jediah, a Water Ryu, or Chandra.
So there's the Berghild pre-ban there happening. And Oliver, the 33 speed lead, getting banned out by LADRILLO as well.
Yeah, LADRILLO taking out Oliver, like all the wind speed lead that ZEX loves using. Great picks by LADRILLO. Now they're starting to dig in each other's box.
Sure, so Ciara does get drafted by LADRILLO. We've got that Hagang coming back with the Masha. I think this Hagang first pick from ZEX maybe kind of conceding that turn 1 to LADRILLO and offering a better pivot here in the end. So we have the Masha with that Hagang. We've got Veronica and Han being once again showcased by LADRILLO.
Yeah, picking Hagang early doesn't mean like you're really trying to give up that speed lead, but really ZEX has no choice. He got Oliver taken, he got Sierra taken, his two favorite speed leads, and also now those speed leads can't really synergize with ZEBALLA. So now it's like it's tough for him to pick ZEBALLA because he doesn't have those two speed leads.
Let's see what happens. I was kind of expecting to see a Vanessa instead of a Jemire here. So we've got Jemire coming out as the speed lead for ZEX, a 24 speed lead. Ethna being the turn 1 unit there to try to disrupt LADRILLO. So let's see what happens, what ZEX's last pick's going to be. But we're going to be seeing LADRILLO's last picks right here after seeing Ethna and Jemire.
The Jemire is also probably the most enthralling pick for LADRILLO. LADRILLO has all his attention on that Jemire right now because it's the only counter for his Veronica.
Holy LD5s here, Thompson. We've got LADRILLO drafting a Ragdoll Nikki, wrapping up his draft right there with the last pick to ZEX after seeing all that has been laid down here.
Yeah, now that I feel like he's kind of saying that he's gonna ban the Jemire because Jemire just does too much for ZEX's team in this draft. A speed lead and also counters the Veronica.
For sure. So let's see what happens here because I do think Jemire will be catching that ban as well, getting rid of one of the only speed leads, or the only speed lead for ZEX, and maybe even Ciara catching, or maybe the Veronica knowing his Jemire might get banned out.
Yeah, this is a weird draft, but if you're ZEX, you definitely can't ban the Veronica. He's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place right now.
Those bans are going to be there. The Jemire is going to be catching the ban here like we thought. Ragdoll ended up being banned out on LADRILLO's side of the field, guys. We have round number 2 happening right now with a crit rate lead coming out for ZEX, a speed lead coming out for LADRILLO. LADRILLO looking to maintain turn 1 as we get into round number 2 with LADRILLO versus ZEX.
That's a really fast Veronica, even though he has the speed lead, but now his whole team just got countered. ZEX's whole team just got countered because of that.
A nice little stun there goes out onto the Veronica, locking that unit down. We get a little bit more damage coming towards the Veronica from the Masha and that Ethna as well. So we can choose to cleanse here, which can happen. He's going to go all in. He wants to see that attack buff happen. Big third skill damage. Look at all the HP on the side of ZEX. Nikki laid down so much damage with the additional turn as well, healing up his team. Looking so good right now. LADRILLO positioned to remove a unit from the field. Is it the Volantis? It is going to be Volantis landing that defense break, getting that kill. Bomb is going to be coming out from LADRILLO. If this lands, we could be yielding another quick victory from LADRILLO.
Great sequencing by LADRILLO, getting that balance proc from Nikki, also getting that first turn armor break on the first hit for Han, which rarely happens for most Hans, but good job on LADRILLO. Outdrafting, also outplaying ZEX.
Absolute onslaught of LADRILLO's units there, removing ZEX from that field in round number 2. ZEX needs to make some crazy pivot as we get into round number 3 because LADRILLO already at match point.
Yeah, it was just so hard for ZEX to have to deal with Ragdoll, so he was kind of forced to ban Ragdoll because he picked Ethna, and it was just unfortunate Veronica outsped the Ethna with a speed lead, and Ethna having no speed lead.
See what happens. Those pre-bans from the very first match, Tian Lang and the ZEBALLA once again making their way down to the pre-ban. ZEX with first pick, potentially going for that 33 speed lead Oliver, or maybe choosing to go a different route.
Yeah, ZEX is just going to pick the Oliver up first, or the Sierra, probably the Oliver, and then LADRILLO just understanding how ZEX plays and where he prioritizes Swift Ruins, pre-banning the ZEBALLA.
There's that Ciara, there's that Veronica once again being laid down by LADRILLO. Very easily drafted these units. He's getting such great results drafting these two as first picks. So ZEX, he's already showcasing a Hagang. He's busting out that Jemire once again for his team because we know the Jemire is very, very good. Cannot be reset by that Veronica.
Yeah, ZEX playing his draft pretty well. He did his homework, obviously, picking the Jemire into the Veronica. But I think it's still a little bit too win heavy. Let's see how this draft pans out.
Ragdoll, Juno. I believe we saw the Juno get banned out before Ragdoll's being showcased as another one of those problematic units for ZEX. Giving way too much attack bar, and that's very scary to give to LADRILLO when he's already built so fast.
Yeah, ZEX being able to pivot out of that really good because LADRILLO kind of has a Leo in his back pocket because Leo kind of counters everything Jamire kind of wants to do. Great pivot by ZEX.
Definitely a better pivot here for ZEX. It's kind of what I wanted to see, like a bruiser pivot. And we're going to get that Fire Monkey King. We're going to get that Masha coming into the picture here for ZEX. See what this last pick's going to be from LADRILLO. I believe last time we saw a Han, or maybe even just see the Nikki once again for LADRILLO.
Yeah, I don't think Han and Nikki could out-bruiser Masha and Meiha Wang, but because he was kind of expecting for ZEX to keep going with the control units. I like the Nikki pick. Nikki provides and also heal block.
See what happens. So Nikki is going to get locked in here. We got new bans coming out right now. Thompson, what do we think the bans are going to be as we get into round number 3?
Well, if you're LADRILLO, you got to worry about one of his fire bruisers. You're just gonna have to let the Jamire go.
Yep, looks like that's what happens. Masha's going to be getting a ban. Nikki's going to catch a ban there. That was at the end of LADRILLO's draft here. So we got a 33 speed lead and a 24 speed lead happening right now. Is that 24 speed lead enough for Veronica to take turn 1? We'll find out.
Yeah, the Masha is a better ban because at least you could bomb the Meiha Wang. You can't really bomb the Masha because it always has a immunity up from her passive.
Ooh, here goes that big skill here, looking for some resets. Not even get a strip there on the Jamire, but it doesn't matter too much at that point here. So everything's going to be reset. A lot of damage, a lot of focus for ZEX is going to be in this Veronica. He wants to get rid of this unit, not have to deal with it. So nice little additional turn. He can get the cooldowns back for his units and chooses not to. It's going to be all damage directly going into this Veronica. Fire Monkey King with Veronica in his sights already.
Yeah, it seems like it's working out for ZEX, but he keeps picking Hey Gang, and LADRILLO keeps countering Hey Gang with Veronica.
Wow, that bomb damage was insane from Ciara, almost finishing off that Fire Monkey King. Uses a skill 1 just to stun up this Ciara and does get that, but Ragdoll is going to be ready to drop this Fire Monkey King if he really wants to, and it looks like he's going to hope that a dot is going to be enough to finish that unit off here, so damage is going to go into this Oliver instead.
Yeah, Veronica being such a good unit. He had the Jamire tuned right. However, because of Hey Gang's passive and Veronica not stripping the Jamire, unfortunately, she boosted Hey Gang and Oliver before the Jamire. So that was really, really unfortunate for ZEX.
It really is. Any despair stuns that ZEX can get his hands onto, and the only unit he's able to spare stun up is the one unit that does not care at all. There's that additional damage rolling out, and a round 3 victory for LADRILLO.